Dear students of higher secondary final year, once again I welcome you in the online classes of the Department of Pol Science. I am Dr. Abdul Manan Mujumdar. I am here to take your class, and this is the third class I am taking, third online class I am taking. Now, you can remember in the first class we raised some of the questions and we are discussing one by one in our classes. So, in the last class we discussed the second question, that is why do we need a constitution. In this class we will come to the third question, and third question is what does the constitution do. What does the constitution do need no discussion, because we have already discussed this question in another form. Why do we need a constitution and what does the constitution do? These are the same questions. So we have already discussed this question also. Now let us come to the fourth question that we raised in the last class. Fourth question is, who made our constitution? That is, who made the Constitution of India? And after that, what was the way in which the Constitution of India was made? So who made our constitution and what was the way in which the Constitution of India was made? These two questions we are taking jointly in today's class because these two questions are closely linked. So, who made our constitution? If this question is asked, we can straightforward manner we can say that the Constitution of India was framed or drafted by a 7-member drafting committee of the Constituent Assembly. But the next question, what was the way in which the Constitution of India was made? To discuss this particular point, we need to go to the background. So, we'll have to discuss in detail the constitution making process in India. So we'll have to go to the background of the making of the constitution in India. So with regard to the process of constitution making in India, there are some of the important points that I am giving you. I think it will be better for you if you take some notes. Some of the points historically or by phased manner I am saying, you will note it down. First point is that in 1945, the Labour Party government came to power in Britain. You know that in Britain there are two political parties, Labour Party and Conservative Party. The Labour Party promised transfer of power to the Indians during elections. And when the Labour Party came to power in 1945, they sent a team of 3 cabinet ministers in India in the year 1946, and this team is known as Cabinet Mission. So the Cabinet Mission arrived in India on 23rd March 1946, and they published a report on 16th May 1946. That was a very important report, or in other words it is said it is called Cabinet Mission Plan. So this Cabinet Mission Plan had so many recommendations regarding the transfer of power in India. But for our discussion of this chapter, one point is important, and that is the Cabinet Mission recommended the creation of a Constituent Assembly of India for the purpose of drafting the Constitution. The Cabinet Mission provided, there was a provision in the Cabinet Mission Plan for the creation of a Constituent Assembly of India for the purpose of making the Constitution of India. So this is here we are getting the root of constitution making process in India in the report of the Cabinet Mission. The Cabinet Mission Plan stated that there must be a Constituent Assembly for the purpose of making the Constitution of India. So, Cabinet Mission in its plan stated the creation of a Constituent Assembly, and after that, in the scheme, the Cabinet Mission also stated in detail about the membership of the Constituent Assembly. So, as per the scheme of the Cabinet Mission, the Constituent Assembly was to have 389 members, 389 members, out of whom 296 members were to be elected from the British Indian provinces. and the remaining 93 were to be elected from the native or princely states. So Constituent Assembly was to have 389 members, out of whom 296 were to be elected from British Indian provinces and remaining 93 were to be elected from native or princely states. So this was with regard to the composition of the Constituent Assembly. The elections of the Constituent Assembly were completed by July 1946. And after that, the assembly, the body was ready for the constitution making in India. So after the election, the Constituent Assembly met for the first time on 9th December 1946. On 9th December 1946, the Constituent Assembly met for the first time. And on that very day, the Constituent Assembly elected its temporary chairman, Dr. Sachidananda Sinha, as the temporary chairman of the Constituent Assembly. Dr. Sachidananda Sinha was elected as the temporary chairman of the Constituent Assembly. After that, on 11th December 1946, Dr. Rajendra Prasad was elected as the permanent chairman of the Assembly. So the House was ready for the purpose of starting the constitution making process. On 13th December 1946, that was also a landmark period. On 13th December 1946, Jawaharlal Nehru moved the historic objectives resolution, and this resolution was passed by the Assembly on 22nd January 1947. The why objectives resolution was significant, because this objectives resolution gave the Assembly its guiding principle, because objectives resolution contained a set of directions, a set of objectives, a set of aims of the Indian state. So it gave the Assembly its guiding principle in making the constitution. Next important landmark is that the Constituent Assembly at the very outset decided to work with the help of some committees. And the most important among the committees was the drafting committee, which worked under the leadership of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. So there are so many committees, and from among the committees, the most important committee was the drafting committee, which finally prepared the draft of the constitution, and it was a 7-member drafting committee under the chairmanship of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. The other 6 members of the committee were, you will get in any of the books, Mr. M.G. Iyengar, Alladi Krishnaswamy Iyer, A.K. Iyer, then K.M. Munshi, Muhammad Sadullah from Assam, D.L. Mittar and D.P. Khaitan. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar was the chairman of the drafting committee. Next, other members were M.G. Iyengar, A.K. Iyer, K.M. Munshi, Syed Muhammad Sadullah, D.L. Mittar and D.P. Khaitan. This was the composition of the drafting committee of the Constitution of India. Next, the Assembly also decided to adopt the rules of the Legislative Assembly in making the Constitution of India. So, how the rules were, constitutional principles were made. The draft constitutional proposals were taken as pieces of a bill and were passed through 3 readings, just like an ordinary bill passed in the Parliament or in the Assembly. So in this process, the constitution making was done. The draft proposals were taken as pieces of a bill and were passed through 3 readings, just like the ordinary bills passed in the Parliament. So after lots of, we are coming to the final phase. After lots of debate and discussion, finally the draft constitution was made available to all the members in the year 1948. In fact, in February 1948, it was made available to all the members for study and comments. And after that, the final draft of the constitution was submitted to the assembly on 3rd November 1949. 3rd November 1949, and it was finally adopted by the assembly. It was finally adopted by the assembly on 26th November 1949, which is a historic day in the constitutional history of India. And you know that after that the constitution became effective from 26th January 1950. So this is in brief the journey of making of the Constitution of India, starting from its background. The constitution making process was a long process. It took a period of about 3 years, and exactly it took a period of 2 years, 11 months and 17 days to complete the task of constitution making. So let me repeat once again the important points regarding the constitution making process in India. Number one, just have a quick recap. In 1945, Labour Party government came to power, and Labour Party government sent cabinet mission to India in 1946. Cabinet mission arrived in India in March 1946, and they published report in May, on 16 May 1946. Cabinet mission in its report recommended the constitution of a forming of a Constituent Assembly of India for framing the constitution of the country. So accordingly, the elections of the Constituent Assembly were held, and the body was made. The constitution making body was ready. We have already said the first meeting of the Constituent Assembly was held on 9th December 19. You just take care of the dates. These are important dates. The Constituent Assembly met for the first time on 9th December 1946. On that day, a temporary chairman, Dr. Sachidananda Sinha, was elected. After that, on 11th December 1946, Dr. Rajendra Prasad was elected as the permanent chairman of the assembly. On 13th December, Jawaharlal Nehru moved historic objectives resolution, which gave the Constituent Assembly its guiding principle. This objective resolution was passed by the assembly on 22nd January 1947. Now let us come to the technical side of constitution making. We have already said the Constituent Assembly preferred to work with the help of some committees, just like our parliamentary committees, and those committees periodically submitted their reports before they are discussed in the assembly. And most important among the committees were the drafting committee, which worked under the chairmanship of this was a 7-member committee, we have already said, which worked under the chairmanship of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. So after that, we have said that after a lot of debate and discussion, the final draft of the Constituent Assembly was made available before the House in 1948. And after so much of study and comments which are being added, commissions are being added in that draft, the final draft was submitted to the assembly on 3rd November 1949, and it was finally adopted on 26th November 1949. So this is in brief the constitution making history of India, and I think by this time it is clear to you how the constitution was made. Although it is very brief, I think at the higher secondary first year level this much is enough, as I think. So up till the next topic, up till we discuss the next topic in the chapter, I say goodbye to you for this session. Thank you.